Let's talk about the phone dude. Everyone says he was just a one-note character or some background character or basically a filler character for Fnaf 3, and then Scott just made the phone dude disappear. But is that really the case? Because it's strange when you listen to the phone dude's dialogues. Let's take a listen to them. Maybe you can spot some inconsistencies or something you may have noticed. I'm gonna play both night 1 and night 2 for the next couple of seconds. You can skip it if you don't wanna really listen to it.
Hey, glad you came back for another night. I promise it'll be a lot more interesting this time. We found some great new relics over the weekend, and we're out tracking down a new lead right now. So let me just update you real quick, then you can get to work. Like, the attraction opens in like a week, so we have to make sure everything works and nothing catches on fire. When the place opens, people will come in at the opposite end of the building and work their way toward you, then past you, and out the exit. Yeah, you've officially become part of the attraction. You'll be starring as the security guard. So not only will you be monitoring the people on the camera as they pass through, to make sure no one steals anything or makes out in the corner, but you'll also be a part of the show. It'll make it feel really authentic, I think. Now let me tell you about what's new. We found another set of drawings, always nice, and a foxy head, which we think could be authentic. Then again, it might just be another crappy cosplay. And we found a desk fan, very old school, metal though. So watch the fingers. Right now the place is basically just, flashing lights and spooky props. I honestly thought we'd have more by now. If we don't have something really cool by next week, then we may have to suit you up in a furry suit and make you walk around saying, boo. But, like I said, we're trying to track down a good lead right now. Some guy who helped design one of the buildings says it was like an extra room that got boarded up, or something like that. So we're going to take a peek and see what we can find. For now, just get comfortable with the new setup. You can check the security cameras over to your right with the click of that blue button. You can toggle between the hall cams and the vent cams. Then over to your far left, you can flip up your maintenance panel. Use this to reboot any systems that may go offline. In trying to make the place feel vintage, we may have overdone it a bit. Some of this equipment is barely functional. Yeah, I wasn't joking about the fire. That's a real risk. The most important thing you want to watch for is the ventilation. Look, this place will give you the spooks, man, and if you let that ventilation go offline, then you'll start seeing some crazy stuff, man. Keep that air flowing. Okay, keep an eye on things, and we'll try to have something new for you tomorrow night. Hey man, okay, I have some awesome news for you. First of all, we found some vintage audio training cassettes. Dude, these are like prehistoric. I think they were like training tapes for like other employees or something like that. So I thought we could like have them playing like over the speakers as people walk through the attraction. Dude, that makes us feel legit, man. But I have an even better surprise for you. You're not gonna believe this. We found one. A real one. Gotta go, man. Well, look, it's in there somewhere. I'm sure you'll see it. Okay, I'll leave you with some of this great audio that I found. Talk to you later, man.
Have you noticed it? If not, maybe listen to them again. But here's what I noticed. The tone shift and phone dude himself. One thing I always wondered was why no one in the fandom talked about this. Like, the tone shift is noticeable, and there's lines that the phone dude says that doesn't even make sense. Like on night 2, he tends to say talk to you later when he's but after night 2 he doesn't appear ever again, which is kind of strange in my opinion. Here, take a listen to this.
Okay, I'll leave you with some of this great audio that I found. Talk to you later, man.
Now, you could probably argue that the phone dude maybe had to do a meeting, maybe was busy, but I don't think that's the case here. Because why would someone like phone dude, who tends to overshare information that he doesn't even need to, say in night 2, talk to you later, but he never appears again? Usually when people are busy, they maybe come back, maybe and phone dude doesn't seem to be the type to hide info from the night guard. So that's one other thing that makes this kind of skeptical, because like, yeah, sure, maybe phone dude died, maybe something happened, but I don't think there's much here to say. And phone dude seems to be the type to overshare information. He even jokes about danger like fire or some faulty wiring, but there's a thing to note here. The stuff he jokes about are dangers the human can naturally understand from where they come from and why. Now imagine seeing something like that with a suit. That would of course make anyone freak out. Like, let's listen to some of the night 1 dialogue from phone dude.
To make sure everything works and nothing catches on fire. Yeah, I wasn't joking about the fire. That's a real risk.
He then stutters and seems to be kinda off.
Gotta go, man. Well look, it's in there somewhere. I'm sure you'll see it. Okay.
And then he recovers and then he says, "Talk to you later, man."
I'll leave you with some of this great audio that I found. Talk to you later, man.
But he never appears again. Why? He must have probably ran out of the building. If he died, Scott would have probably made it more noticeable that phone dude died. But I don't think that it's the case here. And if you would argue that the phone dude likely would have just talked to the guard before the shift, then what was the point of having recordings during the night for the guard? I just personally think this doesn't make sense. Another thing to note is that the line happens on the same night Spring Tap becomes active, which is also strange in my opinion. My likely theory is that he probably saw Spring Tap or the suit twitch in his perspective, and then he freaked out and then of course ran out of the building. I don't think he died because like it wouldn't make sense, and I don't think William Afton would have the power to like immediately walk fast after waking up, and I don't think phone dude is that dumb enough to investigate the suit or something, and he probably just ran out. He's not like phone guy willing to risk his job for a paycheck, if you get what I'm saying. I just don't think it makes sense. And realistically, I don't think anyone who has a meeting or something would just say those lines and then just disappear out of nowhere. Like, this doesn't make sense. If he was busy, he would have likely come back, but he doesn't, which proves my theory even more. It also makes the phone dude kinda out of character in my opinion. He's oversharing, excited, jokes about danger, checks stuff out, and then suddenly it's just dead. Plus, night 1 makes it even more obviously ridiculous. He says on night 1 that he will have something to do tomorrow night, and he also updates you on stuff. If he had a meeting, he would have likely overshared that info too, which he didn't. Phone Guy's death on night 4 in Fnaf 1 even proves it more, that Scott would have made it shown in some way that phone dude died. Plus, it's more strange because he doesn't even say anything before or after the tapes. All there is are the tapes, of course, which contradicts it with his saying on night 2. And of course, I don't think he meant later, like next week or next Saturday, because who would say, I'm gonna talk to you later and then just disappear for like the next week? It's likely that something happened, or like he just dipped out of the building. The other thing I noticed was the fact that the tone shift happens immediately after Phone Dude matches the suit. Now, of course, it could just be Scott trying to imply something to the player, but let's think outside of the box here, because I personally think saying that Scott just put it there for the player is kind of a weak excuse in my opinion. Anyway, it's just something I wanted to share because there weren't simply many people talking about it, and most theories just didn't really analyze on the tone shift and just mentioned that Phone Dude likely just disappeared with no reason, or that it wasn't really supposed to be a detailed character, which is another weird weak excuse. But yeah, that's all I wanted to discuss about. I hoped you enjoyed this video, even with my poor accent and my poor word choicing, if that makes sense. I don't know if 10 minutes is long of this video, but yeah, I'm not really planning to make another Fnaf sort of video. It's just something that was on my mind and I wanted to share it with people, I guess. Yeah. I wasn't also really trying to disrespect anyone, so in case my per word choicing was kind of weird or like rude sounding, then I apologize. Well, but see ya.